Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. My name is Seth. Our last episode we failed to achieve a Mun orbit with our probe to send a microwave into orbit around, well, to get a microwave science from around Mun and return it to Kerbin. And we failed somewhat dismally simply because, well, we forgot to put a solar panel on it. So essentially we're just going to refly that same mission. We're going to redesign the craft and put, well, I don't want to put a solar panel on it. I was thinking about this. We can put a solar panel on it. But we also noted that the craft had too much delta V, as in the second stage, pretty much a lot of it was unused. So what I was thinking was if I was to put fuel cell on here, and we wouldn't then need so much battery. We could essentially just use the fuel cell. We can replace that second tank with the tank for the fuel cell. I'm gonna stop fuel cell. Beautiful. Okay, then we don't actually need. Just gotta remember to start the fuel cell. I am going to test this though. What does it run on? It runs on hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so if I replace this tank with hydrogen and oxygen, then my electric charge is 1 hour. Let's quickly do the maths here. So I've got 120 liquid hydrogen. And I use 1 a second. Doesn't feel right. 120 liquid hydrogen and I use 1 a second. And I generate 0.5 electric charge a second. And I use 0.2 a second. So if I'm generating 0.5 a second times 120, so I can generate so I can generate 0.5. So I've got wow. Okay, so I use hydrogen at a rate of 1 per second. I've got 120 hydrogen, so I can generate it at a rate of 1 a second. So I can generate, I can generate 60 seconds worth of fuel. That will give me 30 electric charge. That's not much at all. Not much at all. Really enough, but I wonder if because it's less mass than liquid fuel oxidizer, because that would be 1083 kilograms. And that's the equivalent. So it weighs a lot less. But then that means that I've got to carry that many tanks. looks stupid, but it's essentially, I think it's going to be okay. The alternative is I put that up. And so that'll give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 480 liquid fuel. So that's 480 seconds. So that's 240 electric charge, which still only doubles my duration. Like my electric charge, 110 is an hour, is 90 minutes, and I'm going to have the ability to generate 240, but that's still only going to give me 6-7 hours. Just don't think it's enough, that's all. I'm probably just going to go with solar panels, to be honest. It's just that much more economical, to be honest. So even that's 300. So that'll give me 300 seconds of burn, which will give me only 3 times the amount. 480, 40, 300, 150. See, even that doesn't give me enough. Wow. I wonder if I increase the fuel cell quality, will that make it more? Fuel cell uses hydrogen. Wait, I don't know what that is. Fuel cell hydrogen. Right, okay, this looks more sensible. 0.3 a second, 0.74 an hour output. This looks much more sensible, okay. So, no, we're good now. So let's not use all that. Let's put... I was looking at the wrong thing. Wait, nope. Nope, nope, nope. You go away, you go on there. Basically, got to put this back the way it was. Okay. So I've got liquid fuel oxidizer and liquid hydrogen oxidizer, and I've got 120. Hey, stay there. So I've got grab the calculator. So I've got 120 liquid hydrogen, and I use 0.3 seconds. So I've got 120. So I've got 4,000 seconds. Okay, so I can generate 6,000 electric. We're fine. That tank's fine. Okay, so this plan will work. So I've got. Just make sure I've got. That's the fuel cell there, I think. Let's just make sure. Right, my staging is good. Check staging. Let's save that. I'm just going to do a quick sim to make sure that the fuel cell will start while it's interfering. It's interesting that it outputs water. I wonder what I can do with that. Outputs water. I suppose on a station or something we can collect the water. Okay, so now we know we can get science. The fuel cell probably won't start until we're out of power. And I won't be out of power until I disconnect those. And this is probably going to make the thing fall over. Turn on. Say yes, that will shoot through more power. Yes, it will. So let's time warp. Okay, and if I turn on well, okay. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant at all. Right. I think I chose toggle on the action group. So number 2 would toggle the fuel cell. And I think when I was playing around with fuel cells in the previous satellites, that didn't actually work. So what we might need to do is modify the fuel cell action group start stop cell right. Because I think it's not going to actually let me grab it from here, is it? That. So if I want to remove that, I want to 2 will be start. 2 can be start. Be stop. So let's do a quick simulation again. Maybe. Here we go. So if I, well, suppose if I decouple them at the same time, we should be okay. And if I jettison, well, no, we want to test that inside the fairing, don't we? So let's shoot through some electrical, and then hopefully it doesn't fall over. Let's start the fuel cell. Okay, the fuel cell's running, and I have no idea where the fuel's coming from for it. Unless it is coming from there. Yeah, it is. Hey! Can we go to space? I'm thinking this won't get very far at all. Well, it got us off the ground at least. Okay, so let's terminate that. I'm happy that the actually, yeah, I'm happy that we that'll work. Just wanted to test the fuel cell, and that was successful. So I think now we'll time warp a little bit. Of course, there's still, I guess if the fuel cell fails, then mission will fail, but we'll just pretend that's not an issue. So let's that the launch pad, there we go. And it's the Andromeda 2. Why have I got 2? That's how I roll. Let's launch that one. And the funny thing is, this install is actually running on an M2 SSD drive, so I mean, it's quick, but it just doesn't, I don't know, maybe my processor's not up to scratch. Okay, so we look good. Let's find out where we are in relation to Mun. Gonna be a nighttime launch, sorry guys. Let's do it. And I still didn't throttle. I still didn't throttle the SRBs. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I just turned my fuel cell on. So hopefully we won't have that same problem. I'm wondering if I even needed a battery, to be honest. Yeah, probably, because if I removed the battery and left it with the probe core as the only source of power, when I decouple and re-entry, we may not have enough to release the parachutes when we get to the ground, so it's probably for the best. I think we're probably just past max Q now. And we're in a world of hurt now. I don't know what's happened here. I'm not sure what I've done to make that happen, but let's try to keep it under control. Okay. It's getting toasty. Shouldn't be too bad though, we should be okay. atmospheric efficiency still going down, so all is good. Thrust to weight ratio now hitting up around 4. We're actually gonna get a fair way on this first stage, to be honest, which is great. Because we actually have a little bit of reduced weight, because the fuel cell fuel is less dense than the liquid the liquid fuel oxidizer mix. The liquid hydrogen is less dense. So let's get rid of that. Start the next stage. Yeah, so you can see previously on the last mission, if you remember, our thrust weight ratio was 1.0 when we first ignited that stage. This time it was a 1.2 when we started, so it's just a little bit more powerful. And it's all to do with just reducing the weight, reducing the mass on this upper stage. So coming through, that's a little bit too far. We might just trim that down a touch. It's probably fine. 18 kilometers, great. And our fuel cell should be on. Andromeda 2 with no battery alarm. That's out of electric. It's out of electric. That's got a comms failure. That's got a malfunction. I'm not sure what that middle icon is. I'm sure we'll find out eventually. Okay, so let's look at what do we need to do. Bring this orbit down. Oh. Yeah, we can do 100 and yeah, we can do that burn, I think. Because if we're still within the Mun SOI, it kind of guarantees that I'm going to have communications, whereas if I get out of the Mun SOI, I can't guarantee that I'll have them. I probably should, but I can't 100% say. So we'll burn just outside of the SOI, or just inside the SOI. And I forgot to get, again, on the launch pad. So let's slightly, and we'll keep an eye on the actual yeah, so now you can see my electric charge is stable and my liquid hydrogen is going down ever so slightly. I should, I'm not going to lose comms. Wonderful. Okay. Now we're in the Mun SOI. Let's grab some experiments. Keep the microwave. Wonderful. Actually curious to know whether we can transmit any of that back. No, we cannot. Okay. So we'll time accelerate again. Until we get to who's space low. Okay, now we've just made low space around the Mun. Great, let's get that science. Excellent. Everything's looking good. Our liquid hydrogen stocks oxidizer, liquid fuel, everything looks good. As we pass through periapsis of the Mun. Pretty sure somewhere around here there is an Easter egg. Is that it, actually? I'm not sure. I'm fairly certain there is one around here somewhere, but we will find you. We are coming for you. Okay, so let's line up for the maneuver. So it's a 19-second burn. And we've completely missed it. It shouldn't be too bad. It'll get us there. We'll want to re-enter the atmosphere around about 30 kilometers. That will do. Now we should just be able to sail on home. Do I have the science from... Yeah, I do have that science, okay. Okay, so let's head on back to Kerbin. Now the only thing I'm still not sure on is how we're going to go re-entering. Let's aim rich. Well, that is totally the wrong way to. What I want to try and do is burn I've just burned out the rest of the fuel. Oh, I think that slowed us down maybe by 5 meters a second. We could be in trouble. Oh no. It's interesting that better burn time says we're exiting the atmosphere in 3 minutes. But it doesn't. I don't think we are. I think we are going to commit to a landing. Trajectories predicts that we are on in the night time, but that is not the KSC, is it? No. Jeez. Yeah. Okay, good thing we've got fairings. I'm not sure what it is that's heating up, but it's concerning. I think it might be the probe core itself, which is not good. Yep, I think it's the probe core itself. I think they can withstand a bit. We're not in the thickest part of the atmosphere yet though. But late is going well. Just not too sure on why the probe core would seem to be overheating. Okay, so we're definitely committed to a landing now. Okay, good. Temperature on the probe core has gone down. So far, so good. Don't need to orbit. Now our mass is 530 kilograms. this parachute will absolutely have enough power to slow us down. So that's good. Tell you what, I'm going to invite the Kraken by time warping a touch. Keep an eye on the altitude. We're going to impact the grasslands. Oh, maybe not. Nope, water. Parachute should be okay to go. There it goes. Still no science available, but I mean, the objective really was to get the science from the Mun, which is what we've done. We had plenty of a blade left. We can probably drop some of that off as well. So that's not too bad. Not a bad mission at all. Impacting the ground at 4 meters a second. If I get rid of, if I can get rid of that. Oh, it's coming down with us, okay. Now, are you going to sink? No, you're not. Yes, you are. No, you're not. Okay. So there we go. That was a successful mission. It is now 7:04 we launched. Success. There we go. And I will recover that vessel and we'll see what science we got. And this episode's gone a little bit over time, just because of the testing that we had to do for the fuel cell. Glad we tested it, because the first time it would not have worked first go. Okay, so there we go. We got 102 science for that, just from the cardboard box experiments, the microwave, and also recovering the vessel. So not a bad little haul right there. So we've got 393 science. We might spend some of that and probably look at maybe, just maybe, getting into some manned flights on the next episode. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you again next time. Bye.